In the last class, we have discussed about the three equations of motion and we have derived them by using the various formulas and the various equations. But now we will derive all these three equations by graphical method, means by plotting graph between two different quantities or different parameters. We will derive those three equations. So today our topic is graphical derivation of equations of motion. To derive the first equation of motion, we will plot a graph between velocity and time. In this graph, we have taken time, that is t, on the x-axis, while velocity, that is v, on the y-axis. In this graph, as we see, a straight line is starting from point P instead of O. As in the graph, a straight line is starting from point P instead of O. It implies that the body must be having some initial velocity. Let that initial velocity be u. As we know that the slope of velocity time graph gives us the acceleration. So in this graph we will calculate or we will evaluate the slope of this VT graph. As we know, the slope of the line is perpendicular by base. So in this figure, perpendicular is QR and base is PR. So A will be equal to QR by PR, which is also equal to SP by RP. On substituting the values, we get SP as V minus U and RP as T. Now put these two values in the above formula of A. We get A equal to V minus U by T, which implies AT is equal to V minus U. So V is equal to U plus AT. This is the first equation of motion. So we have derived first equation of motion, that is V equal to U plus AT, by plotting a graph between velocity and time. Now we will evaluate the second equation of motion. To evaluate the second equation of motion, we will again plot a graph between V and T. Likewise, in the above graph, here also x-axis represents the time, that is t, and y-axis represents the velocity, that is v. Here also body is having some initial velocity, that is u. So graph is starting from point P instead of O, that is origin. To derive second equation of motion, we have to calculate the distance covered. So in VT graph, the area which is under VT graph represents the distance covered. Let the distance covered be S. So S will be equal to area of rectangle, that is PRSO, plus area of triangle, that is PQR. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. So it will be OP into PR. And area of triangle is half into base into height. So it will be half into RQ into PR. Now we will substitute the value of these sides according to the graph plotted above. So S will be equal to U multiplied by T plus half multiplied by V minus U into T. By using first equation of motion here, that is V is equal to U plus AT, which implies V minus U will be equal to AT. So substituting this value of V minus U in the above equation, we get UT plus half AT into T, that is equal to S equal to UT plus half AT square. That is the second equation of motion. Now we will derive the third equation of motion by using graphical method, and in this equation we will be using the same graph that we have plotted for equation 2. As we have discussed in equation 2 that the area under VT graph gives us the distance covered, so here also we will be using the same concept. So distance covered S is equal to area of trapezium. In equation 2, we have divided this trapezium as a rectangle and triangle, but combination of these two figures designs a trapezium. So in equation 3, we will be using as a whole trapezium. So area of trapezium is equal to half into sum of parallel sides, that is OP plus SQ into distance between them, that is PR. Again substituting the values of these from above graph, we get half V plus U into V minus U by A. On multiplying these, we get half V square minus U square divided by A. On cross multiplying, we get 2A is equal to V square minus U square, and V square will be equal to u square plus 2a s. That is the third equation of motion. So these are the three equations of motion which we have derived today by using graph. We can solve many numericals by using these equations, but there are some assumptions which have to be taken while solving the numericals. So they are as follow. We should remember that whenever a body is dropped from a height h, then its initial velocity is 0. Second assumption, when it is said that the body comes to rest, it implies that the final velocity, that is v, is equal to 0. And third, that is last assumption, what we have to take is whenever a body is moving with constant velocity, then acceleration is taken as 0. Above, we have discussed the three equations of motion when a body is having linear motion. But